Unreal to have a wife in this business who is that open, because when he swapped spit with Liv Morgan, I mean, that was swapping spit. Dominik Mysterio, we were just talking about him a moment ago. He had commented, because a lot of people have been talking about how he gets in the ring and he kind of goes up on Liv, and he used to get up on Rhea, and Rhea was licking his face and stuff. Well, he recently commented about his wife's reaction to all of that, and he says, quote, "She's cool with it, surprisingly. Yeah, she has honestly been super cool. She's my ride or die. We've been together since we were 14. So as long as I've known her, hey, that's what we're going to go down. She's going to be all right. She's going to be cool. She honestly never gives me a hard time. I've said it before, but when Rhea licked me that one time, and even after the kiss with Liv, which was wild, because I always text her after match or anything like that saying, hey, honey, just finished, all good, all safe, just so she knows. Usually, she always texts me back. Oh, okay, good. See you soon. Love you. That's it. Unreal to have a wife in this business who is that open, because when he swapped spit with Liv Morgan, I mean, that was swapping spit. And but his wife really cool with everything. She's okay with it all. Teddy, your wife, we've talked about this before. If she saw you swapping spit with somebody on TV, would she give you hell about that?
That answered it.
Yeah, man.
Well, she's deceased now, God rest her soul. But I remember the time that I was doing the thing with Crystal while I was getting married, and I went home. I kissed Crystal, and I went home that night, and she was up crying, telling me that all her friends were calling her, wanting to know were her and I getting a divorce. Oh yeah, she's crying. I'm trying to explain it to her. So the only way I convinced her is the day that we filmed that, I took her down with me so she could watch me get married.
Just so she knew this is a show.
You know what the difference is? Here's the difference. That was back in the day when people kept kayfabe.
Yes.
Today, Dominik Mysterio would probably say, "Oh no, it's not a problem. She knows it's an act." And he would say that publicly. We wouldn't have said that years ago. Right,
Imagine
Teddy?
How many young men watching that show are thinking, I need to become a professional wrestler so I can kiss Liv Morgan.
Oh, Liv Morgan, not
get in trouble for my girlfriend.
Right, not Dominik. Liv.
No.
Okay.
You think you know all the wrestling stories? There's more you haven't heard yet. Join us on Backstage Pass.
All right, let's see. We got a few more minutes here, and I got a lot more to talk about, so I'm going to get in as much as I can. WWE.
Talk fast, Mac.
Huh?
Talk faster, Mac.
I will. Okay, here we go. WWE's Bruce Pritchard said that Ricky Steamboat, this when I saw this, like, what? He says that Ricky Steamboat could not hang in today's era where you have to cut promos every week. Basically saying that Ricky Steamboat sucked on the microphone is what he's trying to say. Bill, I never thought of Ricky Steamboat giving a bad promo, to be honest with you.
No, he stayed in character. He was always serious with his promos. He was to the point, but he wasn't outrageous, if that's what Bruce is talking about. A lot of guys today are outrageous on the microphone. Ricky Steamboat in any era would be a major superstar, period, the end, including this era. If he was in his prime, he'd be one of the best ring competitors. In terms of interviews, I don't know what Bruce is talking about, because
I really don't either.
Like you said, Steamboat gave very good, get up very close.
He was
to
real.
The camera.
His delivery was real. You say, it was not over the top. Teddy, how many times did you tell me that Vince likes things that are real? I would think that Vince would have loved to hand the microphone to Steamboat much more if he thought he needed to. I never thought of Ricky being somebody that's questionable about giving a microphone.
Well, all you got to do is watch his Hall of Fame speech.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah. Or his interviews on YouTube against Ric Flair.
Oh,
that
yeah.
The classic feud between he and Flair, the interviews were amazing.
I remember the stories he told one time about Harley Race and where Harley came up to him after the second time he'd been in the ring with him and said, "You call the match tonight, kid. I'm tired. And he made Ricky call the match, which made Ricky just freak out, but he pulled it off. And at the end of the night, Hartley said, good job, kid. And something that but the way he told that story is much longer and much better, but so good. So I just can't imagine any time that Ricky Steamboat wouldn't have been welcome on the microphone.
Teddy, was that the worst Harley Race imitation you ever heard?
Is that who he was imitating?
I didn't say I was just trying to put a little gravel in there. Let me say, speaking of microphones and people's voices, Samantha Irvin, who a lot of people love as the announcer for WWE, she's no longer there, and she says that she didn't enjoy the announcing gig. She says, quote, I don't like announcing. I'm serious. Announcing was only supposed to be my way in. I wanted to manage, maybe even become, listen to this, Teddy, general manager one day. But WWE saw no other future for me besides announcer. I love watching the action, but I don't love being an announcer, end quote. That's so anybody's got questions about why she left and what may have happened. She just wasn't happy and had to move on to do something else. And that's good news, I think. But if she didn't want to be there, I'm glad to see that she's not there anymore. But I did love her announcing, Bill.
A lot of people, I mentioned this on another episode that we did, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and every young lady that gets into ring announcing sounds like her.
Yes, I have. That is a shame because that happens in every era of wrestling. If you notice, there's always somebody trying to copy somebody else. How many Michael Buffer announcers did we hear after Michael Buffer became so hot? Everybody sounded like Michael Buffer, including his own son. So,
hey, let's not leave out the legendary Howard Finkel.
Oh, man, I love Fink. I love the Fink. And you, I can't even do it like he used to go ahead and you. But yeah, oh man,
he's the best.
I was in the ring. I was in the ring with him one night. We're live, so he pronounced some name wrong. I was a heel manager then, so he pronounced the name. So I looked at him. I said, "That's not how you say his name." And he looks back at me. I stand to be corrected.
Oh, right. You know what ring announcer I used to love? Jimmy Lennon Sr. When I used to watch these shows from the Olympic Auditorium in New York on UHF TV, he always did ladies and gentlemen, here they are claiming to be from New Mexico, Great Goliath Black Goldman. And his son sounds just like him.
I like the old school where they have a little index card in their hand and they're just giving out the way to town and everything else. It seems more sports legit to me when they do it that way. So it's fun to see it when it comes that way.
Teddy, who was the guy in Allentown and Joe McHugh? Do you remember him?
I don't remember him.
And my name is Joe McHugh.
I don't remember him either.
He always did that. All right.
All right, real quick, before we get out, we got one more thing. AJ Styles recently has cleared up the rumor that WWE would not allow him to be available for the TNA Hall of Fame induction, but it was actually AJ who turned it down, the invite, because he simply doesn't want to be in any Hall of Fame until he is retired from the ring, and then he'll accept the invitation to go into a Hall of Fame. I thought it was a great answer from him, and it clears it up because a lot of people were throwing shade on Triple H and WWE in the beginning because it's like, why the hell would they not let him go over there and get a Hall of Fame? It wasn't WWE, it was AJ. So.
Yeah, I do want to congratulate Rhino and the late great Bob Ryder, who I worked for at OneWrestling.com for many, many years. And he, along with the Jarretts, created TNA Wrestling. They were the three people that came up with that company, which was originally a weekly pay-per-view show, if you remember. But congratulations to Bob, of course, and to Rhino for being inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame.
I was lucky enough to work with Bob Ryder's site, OneWrestling.com, back before he passed. And that was Bill got me on there working under him at that time. Teddy, anything, he's coughing his head off. He's probably got COVID. We need to probably cover him up.
No, it's my tick crack.
No, I got nothing coming. Nothing.
I swallowed a tick crack.
Yeah, well, hopefully it doesn't choke you all the way out the show here. You okay?
No, I'm good, yeah.
Call 911. No, I'm just teasing. Don't do that. Don't do that. That'd be hateful. See people calling 911.
Don't do
Bill's
that.
in trouble. Bill's in trouble.
Don't
All right.
do
I'm out of here. This has been the Wrestling Time Machine on Sportskeeda. You can find us on YouTube at WrestleBinge. Also, don't forget Patreon. You can find Bill, myself, and other folks right there on Patreon. Go to Backstage Pass SK. It's a small little fee you pay each month and get all kinds of great content. That's it. I'm Mac Davis. That's WWE Hall of Famer. Holla, holla, Mr. Teddy Long. And, of course, legendary pro wrestling journalist, Mr. Bill Apter. We'll see you again next week.
In my famous Jerry Lewis voice, I'm done coughing. Thank you. See you at the matches.
There we go again, Teddy. Every time. Every time.